welcome back to Zen with Brian for part two. Just a catch up on the last one, because the last time we spoke to you, you were in training for the 70.3.
That's right.
How did that go?
It was tough. I did a lot of training. I forget what we talked about last time, but I remember we talked about the lead up to it, and there's lots of training involved, and I trained really well for it, Darryl. Like, I put in lots of effort and time. It was 6 days a week training. A lot of it, I think we said last time, I had to do a lot of it in the mornings and stuff, which I did. And I trained really well. I couldn't have prepared any better for this event. I made a few novice mistakes going into it, but that would be expected. Nothing that would cause us any major problems. But I did really well. I did the swim in about 43 minutes, which is good, which is decent for somebody like me, providing I didn't swim great beforehand.
And the swim again was a 2K, wasn't it?
2K, 1,950 metres. So 2K swim, and then you've got the transition. So you're going from swim to bike. I took a bit of longer time there than I probably should have. But look, I wasn't going to win the event. I was going to get through the event to start with. So I did that. And then the bike it's a 90k cycle. That was 3 hours and 20 minutes, something like that, which is tough. And then you're obviously transitioning to your run, which is a half marathon at the end. I went too fast at the start, bit of a novice mistake, I suppose. I went too fast at the start because I'm really full of adrenaline, and I went too fast at the start, thinking sillily, is that even a word? Thinking that I could keep that pace, but I blew out at 15k. So I had to kind of do 3 minute walk and 1 minute run. The other way around, 3 minute running and 1 minute walking, just to get through the end. But at the end now, it was an amazing achievement. I felt amazing achievement at the end because I was done, I was spent. So look, I got through it, and I was delighted to have been able to complete something like that.
Yeah.
Now I'm looking at what am I going to do next, I think. So I don't know. I'm planning next year, probably do lots of different triathlons next year, more smaller ones. Try and be faster at them smaller events next year for the national championships, which you can get a grade in once you do a few of these events, and you'll get some sort of score in your age category. So it's probably what I'll look to do.
Brilliant. And when you were doing the training, when you actually did the race itself, what was the course like? Was it similar to what you trained on, or was it like bigger hills or things like that?
It was actually good. It was in Tyrone, so it's a fairly flat course, luckily. The swim was a lake swim. I've been training in Kusin, so comparison is quite similar. It was actually really a nice course. Okay. It was real clean water, and it was because sometimes when you're swimming you can't really see the buoys when you're swimming. These are really big kind of buoys in the water, so you can see them quite clearly. So that made it easy, and you just did 2 laps of it. So it was fairly straightforward to swim. And the cycle had a bit of hilly moments in it, but nothing major, and I've been training for that anyway. Okay. So in terms of preparation, I prepared well for what I was going to race in, so I was kind of lucky. And the half marathon was fairly flat. Actual fact, it was just pure flat. So to start off doing a half Ironman type thing, that was perfect for that.
Okay, so now, because that took up most of your summer, didn't it? So it didn't leave much time for other events.
No.
Really. I know you did the 10k last week, the athlone, and that was probably it since the...
Yeah, I did it, and I did the Monster Triathlon in Kusin a couple of weeks before the 10k. That was my last kind of triathlon event, which is funny because last year I started off doing a triathlon. That was my very first event. I was so nervous doing just a triathlon. The nerves were unreal, thinking, how am I meant to do 3 events in one day? And then going back to do that after doing a half Ironman, it was easy. I mean, it was just like a warm-up gig. Simple to do, felt great, simple enough. So it's funny how it's just a mindset that once you've done something, you're looking for something bigger. And when you go back a step, it's easy enough. So yeah, so next year I suppose you could be faster at them though. So I think I'll get faster, hopefully at triathlon.
So you have no major plans for a big, huge event. It'll be more smaller events so far.
Yeah, I say that loosely because I like to challenge, and I'm toying with a full Ironman, but there's a lot of preparation in that, and I don't know if I can give the effort needed to do a full Ironman. Can I do a full Ironman? I could, but do I have the effort? Do I have the time to spend training? I'm not so sure. That's my stumbling block. Yeah. Maybe in the next couple of years I might try to look for that, but I'm looking at bigger events. maybe there's one in Athlone where it's a 13.5k castle to castle swim. I'm kind of toying with that idea. I might do something like that because that's a bigger challenge again. So I'm kind of always, as a person, looking for something a bit more than I did the year before. Just doing triathlon feels to me that it's not that big. It's not as a bigger challenge. So look, I don't know, we'll see, but I'll plan something for next year anyway that's a bit bigger.
Brilliant. And it does rub off, because I know a lot of the gang here, a lot of the staff actually got involved in triathlons and duathons this year, which they'd never done before. Which was amazing. Yeah,
there's a few. It's funny how it works, and just by talking about these things in Zen, we have Adam who's done a triathlon, he just did a half marathon as well just on Sunday. We've got Urta who works here as well, has did a triathlon, and then there's Neve who's did part of a triathlon. So it's funny how it does rub off, and the rest of the staff start to get involved in it, which is quite cool. And not only that, the members, there's so many members now who are doing triathlons. I don't know where it come out of. I mean, it wasn't the case 2 or 3 years ago, but now it's blown up. So it's funny just by talking about it, and it creates a community of people who want to do things that's challenging to them, I suppose. So it's amazing, and hopefully it continues.
It's that FOMO as well, because everyone's talking about doing stuff, and then everyone's going, I feel left out.
What's this? Why can I try this? Can I do it? And it's true, and it's good, and I'm happy about it, because I'm just be interested to see what happens next year now, and what the guys here do in terms of how they push themselves forward. What do they decide to? Then they'll go off to do lots of different things themselves, and it'll be funny how they start to progress, whether it be marathons or half Ironmans or whatever they decide to do. So it'll be interesting next year.
Yeah, absolutely, and it does. It looks good for when you go out there and you meet loads of people from the gym and people that you know, yourselves that work there. There's loads of people doing stuff.
There's so many people, there's an amazing amount of people in the area that are kind of involved in, and not just triathlon, like it's not a triathlon centre, although a lot of people are doing it because that's kind of what we've been, and we have a swimming pool, so it's natural that people might want to train here for that type of sport. But not just triathlons, there's people, all sorts of people in Zen doing all sorts of different things. A lot of people are doing some sort of ultra type events, or there's people doing kind of more, there's marathons, half marathons, 10Ks, 5Ks. One of the members here recently won the half marathon in Athlone. He won that recently. So we've got people from all different backgrounds. Some are excellent, some are just doing it for recreation. So
that's good. And plus as well, you've changed, the gym has changed, like we've got the ski machine, so the high rocks got quite big, didn't it? Over the last, I suppose, 12 months.
It did, and we invested in some equipment there, and we've kind of brought in some ski ergs, some steppers, just to keep the gym updated. We've bought some new weights and things, because we've got a good membership base, so we're trying to encourage more people to use it with more different pieces of equipment.
Yeah, there's a broad spectrum now, isn't it? But there's quite a big crossover between like the athletics, the triathlon, the high rocks. There's people from Athlone athletics doing high rockses and trying it, so there's a huge interconnection between all of them.
There's a lot of people who are members of Athlone Triathlon Club, and I'm sure they're members of the Athletics Club as well. It's just a sporting thing, and people like to flip between the few of them, because you can get bored. I mean, it's very unusual that you'll be stuck in triathlon for the next 20 years. You're probably going to decide to move out of that and go and do something a bit different. So that might be athletics, and that might be running more than swimming and cycling and stuff. So, or a lot of people might just want to cycle as well. There's cycling clubs in the area. So it just depends. It depends on the person, and maybe they're moving from sport to sport.
Yeah, no, it's brilliant. It's great to see. It's really great to see people chatting about it in the changing rooms, and what are we doing now, and how are we doing this, and what the team are doing as well, because people talk about that.
It's really interesting. I don't know. I'll see what happens next year, and maybe we can. I don't know. Maybe we can enter something as a team. Maybe the Zen staff can enter something together, do relays together, that type of thing, to create that buzz. Who knows? Who knows what next year brings? So.
But so what does it mean now for the off season? Is the off season just kind of keeping strong and strengthening up?
Yeah, like last year I was pretty bad during the off season. I kind of not let myself go, but didn't train really well. I took December off. I made a few errors myself last year, and I promised myself not to do that this year, and to keep the strength going and make sure I do stuff in the gym that's going to benefit me next year. Because when training for the half Ironman, I found I couldn't fit everything in, so the strength training had to take a back seat. So now I'm trying to do the strength stuff over the winter and strengthen up the joints and things that are specific that's going to help me next year in triathlon. I'm trying to do that over the winter time and not to take any breaks. Keep it lighter, you know, less impact on the joints, but then, because I'm not getting any younger, Daryl, so I need to protect the body and then hopefully strengthen up, and then next year I'll be in a better position, so I'll be stronger. So yeah, that's the plan anyway.
That's a good plan, and it's a safe plan, because I think people tend to forget that, you know, the strength and conditioning, you know, preventing injuries is the key, rather than going out and getting injured and then trying to rehab.
Yeah, and stretching as well. I think we're all bad for that. I'm terrible for it. I mean, it's just hard to go stretch, but stretching is so important. You know yourself, Daryl, how important that is, and we just tend never to stretch enough. And I think as we age, it's so important to be stretching. Stretching and strength and conditioning can probably go hand in hand. So I'm going to try a bit more stretching as well. Maybe go to some classes for that, or some yoga classes, just to kind of get the stretching going, because it's really important. And I think I'd see a big change in myself if I did that. So there's a few things over the winter time to get my teeth into.
There's also one little thing as well that people kind of forget about, especially when you're doing what you're doing, is the nutrition. What you need to take on board. So just for everyone listening, like what did you need to take on board when you were doing the 70.3? What did you need to have with you?
Well, in terms of the dietary side, you need to make sure you've got enough carbs, and a lot of the time we're restricting carbs because we're trying to lose weight and stuff like that, but it depends on what you're training for, doesn't it? If you're training for something that's a long duration, like a 70.3, you do need enough carbohydrates in your system. You know, you do need to have enough fluids as well. That's important, and it's all about, you know, whilst training, is making sure you're taking on the right nutrition when you're running, when you're cycling, and all these things. There's so much in that, the nutritional side, and a lot of people training for Ironmans and half Ironmans fail there. They've never really practiced that part of it, because there's a hell of a lot of gels and things that you would need to be taking, and you need to practice that during your training. And if you don't, a lot of people burn out when they get to the run, when they get to their half marathon, they've no energy left, because they didn't fuel themselves properly on the bike, especially, and that's where you would do it on the bike. So a lot of people fail there, you know. Yeah.
So there's a science behind it. And look, hopefully, even with this conversation, if there's anybody watching that's planning or even thinking about doing whatever it is, there's plenty of experience here in the gym that they can talk to, come up and...
There is, look, and I'm a newbie. Like, I did a half marathon. I'm no way an expert in Ironmans. I'm not breaking any world records. I'm new at this stuff. So if I can do it, anybody could. I mean, last year I did a triathlon, and I did a half Ironman the year after. So like, anyone could do it. And sometimes people say, I can't swim, but learn how to swim. You know, you don't have to be really fast at swimming. Swimming tends to be the stumbling block for people. They don't bother entering these things because they can't swim that well. But learn how to swim. I mean, it's not that difficult. It just needs consistency. Most people can cycle and most people can run. So it's just adding the three together. I'm not making it sound so easy. It's just add the three together. Yeah, no, but it is that easy, and it does seem mad to be doing these things, but it's not that mad once you start it. You know?
Yeah, I think so. Like you said, once you finish something, you realise, it wasn't as bad, but it's doable.
Exactly.
And you can achieve it. But you have to put the effort in.
You do. You just have to turn up. You can't not turn up. That's the thing. That's the beauty of it. A lot of people go to the gym. They don't really have much goals apart from how they look, which is not a strong goal. But if you sign up for something as mad as a half Ironman or even a triathlon, you kind of know you have to train, or you won't get through that. So once you've spent your money, you've signed up for it, that puts pressure on you, and you have to go to the gym. So. Yeah.
And you're hoping to avoid injuries in the process, because some people do get injured because they kill themselves. Training for things. Yeah, again,
if you that's the other side. If you don't, so you enter these events and you don't put the effort in that I'm talking about, that can lead on to injuries, which is, you don't want that. So it's important to put the time into the training.
Yeah, and plus, no, if you go to sign up for stuff, regardless of what it is, there's so many people active. Like there's races are selling out, marathons are selling out. You can't get near them.
No, the half Ironman that I did in Tyrone, it was like a Taylor Swift concert or something like that, because it opened up the first day and it was sold out within 2 minutes. Wow. 2 or 3 minutes, and then it opened up again a week later, and I was ready on the computer like I was going to a big concert with a superstar, and lots of people I knew never got in. The entries were gone within 2 or 3 minutes, so I just got lucky. That's what it's come to. I mean, before you would sign up and you would never have that issue. It's the same for other things, like the Athlone 10k and half marathon was sold out really quickly as well. People are getting more active now and they're looking to do events, and it's just selling out.
I think there was 600 last week.
600, yeah, it's crazy.
It's insane. Like so you have that, you're trying to get tickets, and then when you get one, you have to train to get to it, because you're lucky to be in it.
Yeah, that's it. So it's definitely a growing area, and that's happening with all events, majority events, so yeah, it's good. It's positive though.
The future is bright for health and fitness and well-being.
It is.
Absolutely. I think it's only the beginning now, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just the start of it, and hopefully there'll be more events to get people involved in going forward. There's High Rocks, which is quite new now. That's a big event. That's turned into a massive following, and it's positive. It's exercise, and so yeah, it's all good.
Yeah, so we'll look forward to the new season. What brings? We'll train over the off season and see what comes. See where you end up in the new season. You could be anywhere.
We could be talking again in 6 months, and I've signed up for something mad. I don't know, but we'll see. I'm still kind of weighing up the options. But the triathlons is a definite. I'm going to do some triathlons because that's straightforward to me now at this stage.
Yeah.
But I will look to do one other thing that's bigger than I would have ever done before, whether it be a swim or something more madder, who knows? Some sort of ultra thing, don't know. We'll see.
We'll look forward to that, and it's great. It's great to see it booming, and anyone out there that wants to start, just come and get some advice, or just talk to people who do stuff and
100%,
sign up. And there's always someone, you'll never be on your own here.
No.
There's always someone who will talk you through it or run with you.
Just to say that age is nothing to do. Like I started doing triathlons there when I was 48. So I mean that's late in the day to be doing triathlons, and there you go. I started that when I was 48, so the age is not really an issue. You can always start it whenever you want to.
Brilliant. So no excuses, everyone. Get out there, do your triathlon or whatever you're doing. Brian, it's been a pleasure as always. Thanks for sharing everything with us, and good luck with the off season. And we'll more than likely be back to talk to you in the new season.
Cool. Thanks, Daryl.
No, take care.
Take care.
Yeah.